The 3-1 Panthers host the 3-3 Seahawks, who are trying to avoid their third straight loss. A tough ask considering the past few weeks for the defending Super Bowl champions. Not only did they lose to Dallas and St. Louis in part on a trick play, they traded their most dynamic wideout in Percy Harvin. So with drama on and off the field, can the Seahawks turn things around this Sunday against the Panthers? Who has the answer to that question? Our NFL analyst, Antonio Pierce. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. Better.
Boys?
You want me to go first?
I'm good.
No. We're going to give it to Antonio, our NFL analyst.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No. Go ahead, Antonio.
All right, go ahead.
I think so. I mean, I look at Russell Wilson as one of the true leaders at the quarterback position on and off the field, and I think respected in that locker room. Sometimes things are out of your control. Sometimes you trade for a player like Percy Harvin, doesn't work out. But you look at all the other moves that they've made. Marshawn Lynch, very diverse personality, works. Richard Sherman has been working. You got to somehow come up with that recipe and that formula that you had last year to make that, it's all about us, forget everybody else, I guess, us against the world mentality, and forget what everybody's saying, and go back to playing football. The problem with them is they're not playing good Seattle football, right? They're not the most physical team no more, it seems like. Years past, you said, wow, watching Seattle, they're just physically beating up on guys. Now they're taking the punches. Yeah. And that's what happens when you're the champion. You're going to even get the better part of play from a lot of NFL teams. And I think what they have to do is go back to having fun. When I watched them in the Super Bowl, it was almost watching like a college team playing the game.
They were having
fun. Yeah. And you watch them now, it doesn't look fun to them. Mm-hmm. And they got to get back to that. And that starts in practice. That starts with Pete Carroll, what environment he creates in the meeting room, in the practice room. But do I think they can turn around? Hands down. It's early season. You look at that division, even though Arizona's off to a great start, I still think it's going to come back down to Seattle.
So you have them winning the game this Sunday?
Yeah, against Carolina. Who's the running back for the Panthers? Who's the wide receiver they're throwing to?
They're still figuring that out.
Yeah. They realized they made a mistake with Mr. Smith up there in Baltimore. Should have kept him. Mm-hmm. So this is a great get-right game for them, especially on the road.
Stephen A.
Well, that's exactly where I was going. Of course, they can sit there and rectify things and steer the ship in the right direction this weekend because they're not playing against a potent offense. It's Cam Newton or bust because he doesn't have too much to throw to. Certainly doesn't have much to hand the ball off to run against Seattle's defense, and that's the issue that they're facing right now. Carolina's defense, while having some down moments throughout the season thus far, they're still a big-time defense, and they can show up and answer the bell. The problem is when the offense can't give you but so much. You got Benjamin, the rookie out of Florida State, who definitely is a formidable weapon, and we can't dismiss that. But that's basically it for Carolina's offense in terms of who's out there to help Cam Newton. And with the speed that they have on Seattle's defense, you're going to need to have something or somebody rather to help Cam Newton. And I don't think Carolina has it. I think this is the perfect weekend for Seattle to get things steered in the right direction. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
I disagree on this one, but I don't have strong conviction about it. This is a bizarre game to me because it's almost like the lesser of evils game because both teams got big issues right now. And Stephen A. just talked about Carolina's defense. Do you realize over the last 5 games, it has allowed an average of 426 yards a game, the Carolina defense? How can that be? Oh. Greg Hardy, we all know, was gone. They lost Captain Munnerlyn to free agency, but still, Kuechly's there unless he gets wrongly ejected. It still should be better than that, right?
Yep.
And they had one great game at home. Detroit went down there, and again, you could pin this just on the Lions. You could say it's an aberration, but Carolina just steamrolled them. It's 37-16 Carolina. And I remind you, remember game 1 last year when we were all trying to figure out just how good Seattle is? And Seattle went to Carolina. It was the season opener a year ago. It was about to turn into their Super Bowl season. And Carolina was leading 7-6 going to the fourth quarter, and Russell Wilson made one big play. Remember this to Curse? Yep. And they won 12-7. 12-7. So I think this could be a game kind of like that, where both teams are trying to find each other, trying to find themselves. And if I were a bet man, I would take the points on this game because it's 5. Yeah, but Seattle is favored by 5 points, and I would take Carolina at home with 5 points. I'm going to go ahead and I don't think Seattle's quite hit bottom yet. And I still like them, and I still think they got a shot to win the West. I'm going to go with Carolina in a low-scoring, close game, 20-19 here.
That's shocking. I mean,
why?
To me, it's just a one-man show in Carolina, offensively. Yeah. So that favors Seattle defense, which I think is going to bring a ton of energy to this game. I don't see the same Panthers defense, what you're talking about, that's going to stop Russell Wilson from scrambling, nor stop Marshawn Lynch from running the football. So to me, this is a great, like I said, get-right game.
Okay, so go have courage of conviction then. Like, is this a rout?
I think it could be.
Okay.
I don't see Carolina. I mean, I was wrong on my prediction yesterday, so I don't want to get
We were going to talk about that, too, but we decided not.
Don't bring
we won't. We'll let you slide.
If the ref makes the right call.
On the fumble?
It would have changed that game.
You're right.
It would have changed.
All right, staying on this game, let's go. I think it's going to be right. I think it's going to be 30-17.
30-17. What do you got, Stephen A?
I would say this game right here, I'm going to pick Seattle to win 27-16.
All right. And you have it a low-scoring game.
20-19.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much for weighing in. We will call in your services a little later on in the show.